What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Infinity Games, where we are doing a kind of April Fool's special. It's not the one that I had planned, and in fact, I only came up with the concept for this video last night. It's currently the 31st. So yeah, let's get on with it, because I want to talk about some pranks. Some old school pranks. Most of them come from the same place. You could probably imagine where. Just kind of an interesting topic to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly. They didn't do it every year, but some years they did April Fool's pranks. There are a couple of particularly iconic ones, but this is where we start. I think this was 1991. Yeah, so TMNT2 for the NES. This one claims that you can play as Simon Belmont. It says first hit reset 5 times at the title screen. Hit up and A 4 times. Down and B 3 times. Left and select twice. And right and A once on controller 2. Down controller 1, hit up, down, left, right, B, A. Select, up, down, left, right, B, A, select. Isn't up, down, left, right, B, A supposed to be the Konami code? I don't know. Been a while. That does explain why they chose to claim that anyway. You'll hear a whip slash sound, and Simon's head will appear where the turtle icon was. Hit start and play as Simon Belmont. A.P. Rulfuls from a gem HA. After you've tried this 10 times, read the name of the person who sent this in. Oh, April Fools from EGM. Ha. I knew that it was going to be... I knew that was going to be somewhat relevant, but... oh well. Alright. Tricks of the trade. Top secret video game tricks, codes, and strategies. Street Fighter 2. The World Warrior. Fight Shenlong. I would like to say that we at EGM are always correct, but when we printed that Shenlong did not exist, we have been flooded with over 100 letters denying it. After weeks of researching every reader's claims, we have finally solved the mystery of Shenlong. Even the name sounds fake. I'm not necessarily the best person to talk to about Street Fighter, but it just sounds stupid. I mean, I can't even really see the guy. Hang on. So, Shenlong looks like that. Okay. So, to fight Shenlong, the mysterious Street Fighter legend, you must use Ryu throughout your entire game. Not a problem. I only ever play as Ryu. You must not get hit from the moment you begin until the final round with M. Bison. Once there, you must spar with M. Bison without hitting each other for 10 rounds. Fucking hell. The 10th round is the final round, and after the last draw game, Shenlong appears and tosses M. Bison away. Now the timer is stuck at 99, so you are forced into a fight to the death. Shenlong's powers are immense. His Hyper Dragon Punch is backed by his Flaming Fist. He throws red fireballs faster than Sagat. and he has a spin kick deadlier than Chun-Li's. He does not pause for a second and can immediately after throwing a fireball. And can attack immediately after throwing a fireball. Shenlong can even grab Ryu out of the air and throw him to the turf. We did not last too long against him, as his blows cause mega damage. But we guess he can do all of the special attacks of each World Warrior. We cannot see what is next. EGM April Fool's Contest. Since we had so much fun last year with the Simon Belmont April Fool's trick, this year we are making a contest out of it. Somewhere in the magazine there is a new April Fool's joke. It could be a bogus next wave or even a whole fact file built around a fictitious game. All you have to do is tell us what it is. Are you kidding me? The winner will win the game of her choice. Are you kidding me? Sticking that right underneath it. Come on. At least they had a giant neon sign that pointed to the fact it was bullshit this time. Anyways. Presents the games in April 1993. Okay, I can't even really see this. So I'm going to... I kind of know what I'm looking for, but... You can't even really see... Alright, give me 2 seconds to check the site I got this stuff from. Here we go. So the joke is, if you give me a memento. I can't get it up properly, but I'll leave it there. So, the joke is basically upcoming Atari Jaguar games. Yeah, I think this was after they stopped making Atari Jaguar games. The website that I was reading it on says, take a look at that picture. Do you see the April Fool's joke? After setting the bar as high as it could be set, EGM followed their Shenlong prank with a Jaguar joke. That's right, they followed it with a Jaguar joke, and a not so funny one at that. Explains things a little bit. In their release calendar section, Electronic Gaming Monthly jokes that Virtua Pong 64, Adventure 1990X, and Yar's Revenge 2 were on the schedule. Of course they weren't, because nobody in their right mind is going to develop an adventure sequel. Still, the idea of updating these classics is not as far-fetched as it sounds. But Jaguar saw updates to Defender, Tempest, and Missile Commander, and in 1999 someone had the good idea to release a 3D Pong remake for the PlayStation. Okay, so I got the joke wrong, but still. So, yeah. Shenlong! Again. They really liked Shenlong, didn't they? Right, so. Even this is a little bit too blurred. Sorry. Bloody hell, it's a mess. Akuma must be shaking in his G now that his missing brother, whom Akuma thought he murdered years ago, is back and ready to rumble. Players from Japan knew him as Guken, but here in the States we call him Shenlong. Read closely as we retrace history and fill you in on Sushi's scoop of a lifetime. Okay, I'm not reading this. It's too blurred. Some of my saved images are not great. But no, So, as you can see, they had a preference for what they did, for what they showed. And as you can see, I've got very little tolerance for repeating the same joke again. Fucking hell, Shenlong. Just... okay. Street Fighter 3 for new generation. 1997 this was. Anyway, GoldenEye. Here's a game that I know. I love GoldenEye. I absolutely adore it. To do the trick... okay, so the trick is to play as different bonds. To do this trick, you must first have every one of the cheat options opened, but none of them activated. Now access the Aztec stage and set the difficulty to 007. On the special options screen, set the enemy options as follows. Enemy health, minus 200%. Enemy damage, 100%. Enemy accuracy, minus 100%. Enemy reaction speed, minus 100%. You must beat the Aztec stage in under 9 minutes for this trick to work. Once you beat it, go back into the cheat options menu, and the last cheat, all bonds, multi, will be revealed. Turn this option on, and then go into multiplayer from the menu screen. Pick the characters option, scroll past the question mark characters to reveal the 4 new bonds from all the previous movies. Goes without saying, bullshit. That said, it's a very well made hoax, and that's the case for a lot of these. I mean, look at these. You've got... the screenshots really sell it, don't they? But that's not the only GoldenEye thing they did. You've also got the camper's knife. I think this is GoldenEye anyway. The thing I posted, like, the thing I got it from, said it was GoldenEye. But, like, said it was connected to the same joke at least. Yeah, it's not really as... this actually looks more like merch of some kind, but... fucking hell. Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't know what to say. So, something you'll notice with these early ones is that there's only really one that they really put any real effort into, and they did it twice. And that was the Shenlong thing. Everyone knows that... well, pretty much everyone knows about the EGM pranks now. So, you've at least got that. It's important to mention that I have never seen most of these. I've watched a lot of videos on historical pranks, but I haven't actually watched these specific things. We will actually get to videos soon. I mean, we're 30 minutes in at the moment. I'm trying to keep this brief, which is one of the reasons I didn't read the full page of info that was blurred about Shenlong the second time. Let's carry on so that I know we can make it. Okay. Game shorts. Oh boy. Okay, so it's the strangest peripheral we've ever come across, but the thing actually works really well. Plug it in, strap it tight, and jack it up. Now you're ready for action. Yeah, the Game Shorts add-on is a bit perverse, but if the shoe fits, wear it. And this thing fits like a glove. Plus, since it works on multiple platforms, it's very reasonable in price. For $41.99? What the fuck is wrong with these people? Sega Neptune. I am not entirely certain. Where was this? Right, hang on. 2001. This was post Dreamcast. Alright, Sega Corp recently discovered approximately 10,000 already manufactured Sega Neptune systems in a soon-to-be-closed warehouse. If you remember, the Neptune was the all-in-one Genesis 32X system, pictured here, that was originally to be released in 1995. Sega pulled the plug on it, but not before 10,000 units were already manufactured. They are available for sale, limit one per customer, for $199.99 at www.seganeptune.com. The system bundle also includes 2 unreleased 32X games, X-Men 2 and Virtua Hamster. Sure, buddy. Right, here's where we get to the fun stuff, the stuff that I really like. So ignore the Halo thing. I don't think it's got anything to do with this. Smash Brothers Academy. Bet you didn't know you could. That's right. Everyone knows about this prank. Pretty much everybody does. So obviously I know about it. Play as Sonic or Tails. Sonic Team's 2 stars make cameos as warriors in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Here's how you get them. Achieve a high score of 20. KOs with any one character on Cruel Melee. Difficult to do, I'll grant ya. Sonic and Tails will then both challenge you. Where? Yes, at the same time. Sorry. These scans are not great. Beat them and they open as playable. Beat them and they open as playable characters. Finish classic mode with Eva for a special surprise. Play as Ditto. Well, not really as Ditto, but as a random character. Well, if that's how you want to play it. Go into Tournament Melee and start a winner out, loser out tournament. If you hold down L and R while selecting your character, you'll select Ditto, indicate your choice to play as a random character. Okay. Arrange your trophy collection. Before you select collection from the trophies menu, hold down L, R, or Y and press A to enter your collection and view them in one of 5 different arrangements. L and Y. I think most of these are actually true. Select your victory pose. I really don't know. I have never actually... Well, there's only one thing to do. Give me a moment. What was I supposed to do? Hang on. Just occurred to me that this... give me a moment. Jesus Christ, why is this not... Give me a moment. Unbelievable, I had to go through all of that just to make it work. I didn't even mess with that one. Alright, give me a moment. So yeah. Sorry, it's very loud. Alright. Let's just get on with this quickly. Sure. Yeah, I haven't actually played much of my save file on this, so... I actually think that it's, like, supposed to be legitimate advice. Forgot to turn off the items, but oh well. Alright. I forgot to fucking press anything, but I can still. Hold B. Okay, that was different. What else did it say? Let's try X. This time we're going to change that, and also I'm going to turn off items. So, sorry, this is taking a few minutes. Okay. Okay, it's true. It's definitely true. I didn't know that. I've been playing this game since I was little, and I didn't know that. And I guess the only way you'd find that is if you were still holding a button from doing whatever you were doing before. Alright. Okay, so after that little shenanigan fest, it's funny because originally I was actually going to try and demonstrate how fake the Sonic rumor was, but I can't get to 20 kills in Cruel Melee, so I don't see a point in even having anyone watch. Unless... Man, I love Melee. Listen to transmissions from Corneria. First drift players Fox, McCloud or Falco and be on any Lilac system level. Then quickly tap down on the control pad. This is also true, and this is why I figured that it was probably correct. See, that screenshot looks really dodgy. It says, what? Everything's fine. I'm here. I initially read, I'm here as I'm hard. And coming from Sleepy, that's just disturbing. From your wingman, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. It's the most infamous of the Melee tricks. Like, the most infamous of the Melee moments. Like, rumours. I can't speak. Yeah. It's a neat little... It's a neat little rumour. Please don't get me killed. We're not going to fixate on this too much. DOA Extreme Beach Volleyball, I have the game. It's fine. It's fine. To be honest. It's not really about the game. Is it? I mean, people like Extreme Beach Volleyball because of the fact that it's a little horny, to say the least. I think that's censored enough, by the way. I've seen worse on YouTube before. So, yeah. No, by the way, I've deliberately gone back to camera as opposed to sticking to thingy. You get it. You get it. No freaking way. Oh, yes. We've discovered a trick that allows the DOA ladies to come out to play sans top. for jaw-dropping bosom bumps and semi-nude action. Yes, without the red stars or black stripes. Nipples are present and accounted for. Behold, topless mode. Here's how to unlock it. Start a new save file with any girl and partner with Lisa. That never goes well for me. Just partnering with anyone in general. I struggled a bit with the game, to be honest. It looks very nice, but it's a beach game in the 2000s. They all looked nice. Travel only to island locations with no other people. As soon as you arrive, quickly exit the area. At the end of the first day, you're forced to play volleyball. As soon as possible, hit pause and choose give up. From day 2 onward, continue going to island locations with no other people and exiting out quickly. End each day normally by sleeping. Do this for 14 days and you'll see the end credits roll. Without your having played any volleyball. Now go back to your save file. Does it have a time of 0:13 or less? Then rock on, you perv. You've activated topless mode. Continue this save file with any girl. Here's where the magic happens. Open the item screen, go to the swimming suits, press the Y button on an already equipped suit, and W, where will change to T, topless. This only works with 2-piece costumes. Now start the game and all competitors in 2-piece suits will suddenly forget their modesty. Special thanks to Tina for bringing out 2 sets of big guns free. At least now we know why this game got an M rating. Scandalous. I mean, this is obviously fake. But, like, also, it's a neat rumour. It's a very, very neat rumour. Right. This is where it gets interesting. First PSP screen shown. Rings Go Racing. Allegedly, there was going to be a racing game based on Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's not the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. Come November, when Sony launches its PlayStation Portable, you'll be knee-deep in Shire. That is, if you pick up EA Games' Middle-earth set kart racer, tentatively titled The Lord of the Rings MotoGP. Scheduled for simultaneous release with the system, the promising racer follows the events of the films as you race on tracks situated all over Tolkien's world. Seriously, I can't speak. From the Hobbit's home to the foot of Mount Doom, all the major characters from the movie will be playable, each with his own custom vehicle. In a related note, VU Games has announced that it too is making... Seriously, these scans are terrible. A kart racer for Rings based on the book license for release around the same time. I don't think there has ever been a Lord of the Rings racing game. I'd say get on with it, but these days I don't really like what they do with Tolkien. Here's another infamous one. I'm sure we all recognise this. Changing course. As part of a pre-order bonus, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker receives one hell of a makeover. Why do I... Alright, give me a second. Pre-order details for video games tend to fall... No, pre-order deals for video games tend to fall into 3 categories. Enticing, like the Resident Evil making it off DVD. Typical, the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes t-shirt. And incredibly lame, one extremely useless Need for Speed Underground 2 cheat code. But not Nintendo's upcoming giveaway. This one's easily in a class of its own. Beginning the first day of April, those who plop down at least $10 on this fool's highly anticipated and mature-looking The Legend of Zelda for GameCube. This is before Twilight Princess got its name. Will receive a bonus disc that features a visually remade version of Link's 2003 adventure, The Wind Waker. So instead of a cartoony look, the ever-popular elf will be travelling the ocean blue in search of his little sis with the same super slick and grown-up graphics as the next console installment. But that's not all. The game will also include 2 full-length dungeons that were cut from the original Wind Waker because series creator and legendary game designer Shigeru Miyamoto felt it had gotten too big for all ages to play. Told you, this oh-so-sweet deal deserves its own category. Alright. So, this is one of the weirder rumours. Like, one of the weirder hoaxes that they put in. Don't get me wrong. Fat games are par for the course for these things. I don't think anyone would have believed this. I think, I say this. Too much exposure to Twitter has taught me that most people are extraordinarily stupid, and therefore will believe literally anything. Oh, and while we're on that topic, I've heard the rumour. I have. Ocarina of Time's remake is real. I told you so. I don't know if I ever actually said so on the channel, but I knew. I've known for a while. I heard the rumour in between sleep once. It's a weird story. I'm not entirely sure when that even happened anymore. Yeah. This is probably the least believable of their rumours. See, Sonic and Tails in Melee was stuck in amongst generally real advice. Don't get me wrong, the visual is probably the weakest so far of them. Like, up to that point. I actually think that the visual of Twilight Princess Link in Wind Waker is worse, but that's a whole different issue. He's not even the right size to go through the door without hitting his head. But, yeah. Sonic and Tails in Melee, it looked dodgy, but also it was pretty believable. It was in amongst real advice, and it just generally isn't, you know, you get my point. You get where I'm coming from. This was its own page. The environment still pretty much holds the Toon art style. Link kind of looks like a 2D cutout, which of course he is. The game wasn't even out yet, like it had only just been announced. So therefore they could only get a version of the model. I mean, the fucking Helmarok thing, like the bird, it looks alright. I think that they're in Twilight Princess, and I think that they were probably in the first trailer. I don't know. But yeah, so that's yeah, that's probably one of my favourite of the rumours, though. I've always found the debate about the art styles to be a little bit weird. I have always maintained that Twilight Princess has probably the best art style of the series. But, like, that's just because I really, to be fair, I am intensely nostalgic for Twilight Princess. It's the game. It's the Zelda game I yearned for before I got it. Let's just put it that way. Ever since I first saw that clip of Link taming Epona. So, yeah. That's kind of where we're at. Moving on, because it's been 35 minutes and we are still talking. Jesus. I got game. Apple bites into the portable gaming market. Oh, you have no idea. You have no fucking idea. This is going to be another really difficult one to read, so I don't know if I will. The general gist of it is that Apple gonna... The Apple and Microsoft were both rumoured to be getting into the portable gaming market. Weird that Microsoft never has, actually. Don't get me wrong, I'm relieved. I mean, technically they have with the ROG, but also the ROG was not anything to do with Xbox. The fact they've slapped the Xbox brand onto that is extraordinarily misleading. So yeah, the official debut of this thing isn't scheduled until May's E3. God rest your soul, E3. We all miss you. We still talk about you. Let's look on the side. I mean, first of all, you can see Oblivion mentioned. Right, gaming for the masses. Of course, Apple's portable game machine is going to be sci-fi sleek and sexy. These are the guys who brought digital music to the mainstream, and they're actually to the same with gaming. But is the machine too mainstream friendly? The design's a big step backward in terms of game functionality. No analog stick, no dual analog controls. Well, of course, no dual analog controls. There's not even an analog stick. Try playing any shooter on the PSP to see why that's needed. Okay, that's a fair analysis, but like the PSP is just kind of uncomfortable to hold. I mean, I love the PSP. I absolutely adore my PSP. But it is a fucking pain in the ass to play. I mean, even just playing stuff like Midnight Club on there, difficult. Very difficult. Unofficial list of licensed games our sources say should be awaiting. Oh, good God. Call of Duty 3, Casino Royale, Madden NFL 07, Splinter Cell Essentials 2, Tak and the Power of Juju on the Go? What? Warcraft Armies, Final Fantasy. Is that Final Fantasy 10? X-Men 3. Worth noting, this device was never playing Call of Duty 3. Like, just simple as. I mean, even as it is, I got my iPod in 2010, I think it was. 2010, 2011 kind of time. Maybe 2012 at the latest. And playing Brothers in Arms on that, because I had a specific Brothers in Arms game, that was an experience to say the least. It was a really fun mobile game, as I remember. I mean, I loved my iPod as a kid. Absolutely loved it. It's a shame I haven't seen anything in a long time. And also, to be fair, I couldn't get back into it. I forgot my passcode. So, yeah. I couldn't go back in and look at some of my old stuff. Man, I loved my iPod. I mean, I loved the iPod Touch from the moment that I saw it in Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Because in year 4, we were shown a clip from that of Percy fighting Medusa, to show how Greek mythology gets adapted. I'm getting distracted again. Can you tell that this isn't scripted? I mean, not that my scripted content is much better, but you get my point. Right, anyways. Onwards and upwards. Mushroom Kingdom Hearts. Alright. Admit it. The original idea for Kingdom Hearts was absolutely absurd. A role-playing game featuring characters from Final Fantasy and Disney. That's about as asinine as combining Legos and Star Wars. Wait, scratch that. But the only dumb ones were the ones who doubted it would work. The unlikely combination actually touched a hell of a lot of gamers' hearts. So now that we're used to seeing Mickey Mouse and the rest of his cartoon clowns muck it up with the Final Fantasy crew, We thought... We thought we'd... Sorry, something fell. We thought we'd see the last of these oddball pairings. Boy, were we wrong. Publisher Square Enix is ramping up a radically new Kingdom Hearts sequel. Only this game isn't set under the sea, but rather under the pipes of the Mushroom Kingdom. We don't know how much of the juicy deep. We don't know much of the juicy deets right now. All Square gave us was this early logo. Obviously fake. Still. But we were able to squeeze out some helpful intel. First off, Mushroom Kingdom Hearts is a Wii exclusive. No. And will feature a cast of over 41 Nintendo characters. Not only that, but it will also feature Sora, Mickey, and a flock of other characters from the first two Kingdom Hearts. And as far as the story goes, all we know is Mario will get his hands and feet dirty, hammering down on the Heartless. And apparently some princess needs saving too. This is the funniest one to look back on, for obvious reasons. Everyone said that Sora getting into Smash Bros. Was ludicrous. Everyone said, you know, that just was never going to happen. I worked out at the very last minute that was exactly what was going to happen. Because it was the only way you could top off that DLC. The only way. Having a Disney character in there. The only Disney character you could ever have put there. Because video game characters only. Mario is for some reason wearing a flat cap in this image. As if he's been spending too much time with Del Boy. So there is that. Next up, because we are actually moving too far. Give me a moment, I want to check something. I actually like this next rumour. I really like this next rumour. I wanted to make sure that my storage was okay. Because sometimes when I'm filming it chooses to do horrible things like have a heart attack and die. I'm such a ray of sunshine today. Lego Halo. I love the Halo theme. I love that theme. Whenever I play Halo CE, it's just the best part of it. Halo 3's fight is over. Finished, shall you say? Or is it? Of course not. Master Chief might be good at saving the universe, but he's better at something else, making mountains of money. This is true. That's why developer Bungie is looking to construct some more cash with their newest project, Lego Halo. Why have we never... Actually, there is, isn't there? I know there is. Let me... Yeah, there is Lego Halo. For some reason, some of it was mega. As in, like, mega blocks. I don't really understand why. But yeah, there is... Yeah, for some reason, Lego Halo was mega blocks. I mean, to be fair, they had a pretty standard design for Master Chief that way. But yeah, alleged. Hang on a moment. Interesting. Sorry, distracted. Bad Inferno. Bad Inferno. Oh yeah, different issue. We'll cover that later. Not today. The move might seem strange to some, but to Bungie it's a perfect fit. when we thought about where to take the Halo series, the obvious answer was to make a spin-off. Lee Carlton. But with the Peter Jackson project addressing the missing holes in the Halo universe, it gives us the freedom to develop something a little different. Peter Jackson project? What are you on about, Peter Jackson project? Hang on. Give me a moment. The fuck do you mean? Peter Jackson was supposed to do a Halo film? Why did this plan fall through? Monetary concerns. Guys, Halo was a money printer, and Peter Jackson is basically the best person to adapt anything. Especially stuff that looks like that. You cancelled a Halo film by Peter Jackson? Fucking hell. You just can't write this shit. Well, evidently he couldn't. Anyway, you get the general gist of things. I would imagine that this stuff is pretty much based on what, that these images are pretty much based on Lego Star Wars. But to be fair, the only thing that really jumps out to me as fake just by looking at it is that Master Chief looks a little bit too green. He's got a darker armor in the games. So yeah, Halo, for some reason. Who cancels a fucking... The Lord of the Rings is like the greatest film trilogy of all time. Why would you get the guy that did them on board and then can sack him? I think I'm taking this a little personally. I'm not even really a Halo fan. I like Halo, but I'm not a Halo fan, if that makes sense. Greatest film trilogy of all time. Genuinely. Don't you leave him, Samwise Gamgee. And this is the end of these ones. Sorry, I've just tried to hit right twice, a few times. So yeah, 14 of these pranks. But we're not done. I'm kind of glad that I don't have loads of them now. Give me a moment and we'll set it all up. Alright, so when you think of April Fool's pranks, there's obviously specific ones that jump out to you. Originally, I was going to use this video to talk about pranks of any kind. Not just ones that were done on April Fools, but other notorious pranks. But also, we've gotten to 40... We're actually approaching 50 minutes, and I haven't even gotten to the videos yet. So... let's get on with this. Because this is, the most infamous of these. The Zelda movie, which is a particularly, relevant topic now. I will say, considering it was a low-budget, prank, it looks pretty nice.
I've got something special lined up today. I'm taking the harvest to Castletown Market.
Nice accent. I like that.
And you're coming with me. Now mind your manners and do what I say. Speak to no one.
You got the Twilight Princess motif, shall we say.
And for goodness sake, don't touch anything.
How does that even come about? But also, got a glimpse of Ganondorf.
I've been waiting for you, Link. You've been kept safe, guarded by a secret race.
So, obviously, it's taken a lot of inspiration from what's it called, Ocarina of Time with this, but also Twilight Princess. Obviously, the two most popular Zelda games of the time. And if there was any justice, they still would be, but that's not the point. That's not the point at all. That's really, really, really not the point. I'm not here to shit on Breath of the Wild today.
Find me again.
Okay. What the fuck is going on here? I did see this when it came out. I watched this trailer and I don't think we knew it was a prank. You gotta remember, people don't really think about it being April Fools. Like when it happens. I'm actually dreading tomorrow, and we'll get into that a little bit. Like when we're at the end of this. Okay, but like that outfit, while looking a little cosplay, hard as fuck. Like genuinely. And I like that they use Hylian in the trailer. West Ball, take notes. You need to make sure that Hylian's a written language in this. Maybe even have a few people speak it.
The hero of time.
Well, thanks, old man. That was really very nice. I mean, Ganondorf looks ridiculous. There's no two ways about that. I will grant you that. So, but yeah. Epona. Okay, so yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little fake trailer, and there was a lot of love put into it. It was fake, obviously. It's an April Fool's prank. But yeah. So next up, we've got a slightly different thing, and this one I vaguely remember happening as well. Pokemon Challenge.
At Google, we seek to hire the most exceptional people. Today, we're announcing a new job role and challenge.
I think this was pre-Pokemon Go. I have such memories of Pokemon Go. It was a fucking wild time.
Pokemon Master.
In fact, I actually think this was why Pokemon Go took off the way it did.
And their passion for exploring will take our maps to the next dimension.
It's always been important to us to have the most qualified employees at Google. Now, using the technology created by the Google Maps team, we've prepared the most rigorous test known to man to find the world's best Pokemon Master.
This is definitely pre-Pokemon Go. I can't remember exactly what year it happened in.
Applicants must explore all types of terrain with Google Maps on their iPhone.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. So this was 12 years ago, 2014. So 2 years before Pokemon Go. It was a pretty big thing back then. Like, but yeah, I don't know if Pokemon Go was actually made from like because of the thing. Let me have a look. It was conceived in 2014 through a collaboration between Satoru Iwata and name I can't pronounce, Ishihara of the Pokemon Company. Initially as an April Fool's Day project with Google. Okay, so this was actually a collaboration. That's why. So basically, people did actually... Interesting. Yeah. So that was the thing. Yeah, so they are linked projects. Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Phone or Android to find each and every one of the wild Pokemon.
Hello, Greninja. Many such cases. He's lucky his phone didn't get thrown into the water then. Jesus. It makes it look so dangerous. Like, there's a lot more actually to this than there was the actual game.
Strong-willed applicants who collect every single Pokemon will be invited to the Googleplex to participate in the final round of hiring. The winner will start at Google on September 1st, 2014. We're eagerly awaiting your participation.
After updating, open the app. Tap search and press start to begin locating the many Pokemon hidden throughout the map.
Okay, so... oh, man. When Pokemon Go first came out, I was really annoyed, because it's like, all these people that used to bully the nerds for being into Pokemon were suddenly really into playing this Pokemon game. And it was so stupid. But also, I've never really liked mobile games. I know what I said earlier about Brothers in Arms. That was a different era of mobile games. That was before they were using every single one of them to milk us dry. But, like, yeah. I was pretty skeptical of the game because you had to pay to get anywhere good. I haven't played the game since maybe 2019, possibly 2020. I used to... I had these friends I used to play it with at the end of my time playing. I think that was pretty much the last time I bothered. But the thing is, back then I had limited data and stuff. Like, I don't have unlimited now. But, like... it's a bigger factor, is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm all over the place with how I'm talking about this. Explore your world. So, yeah. Disclaimer. Side effects of the Pokemon Challenge may include extreme excitement and a sense of accomplishment. Do not operate the Pokemon Challenge in Google Maps while driving or operating heavy machinery. People need to be told this later as well. A hiring committee was first battles to determine who can best judge the Pokemon Master. The battle date has yet to be set, so the role of Pokemon Master is not yet available. Visit www.google.com/jobs for a list of open roles. Go and get employed, you bunch of muppets, is what they're trying to say.
Google Maps while driving or operating heavy machinery.
Oh, nothing left on there. Alright, the last one we've got is an interesting one. I've never heard of this before, so let's have a look. Harry Potter TV show, The Auras. Disclaimer, I don't talk about Harry Potter on here. It's not worth the hassle.
The department has been following your career for a while now. Pristine record. Test scores exceed expectations.
It's pretty interesting that the auras. Okay, so the reason that this drew my attention was because the idea of a Harry Potter TV show in 2004 was ludicrous. But this year we're getting a Harry Potter TV show, but it's just an adaptation of the books. Again, not interested in talking about that. Aside from saying that it looks really, really badly coloured graded. And I don't know why. It's like everyone has forgotten how to make TV.
This is an elite unit. The only probability higher than you quitting.
I'm not 100% sure what this is a parody of.
We hunt the darkest, most depraved criminals in the world. Question yourself for a second, and that world will swallow you whole.
So yeah.
To the horrors.
Okay, I was wrong about 2004. But still. It's not... I don't know where I got 2004 from. I was reading about other stuff like from IGN. Because originally I was going to sit and like read the article. Oh yeah, it was 2011, wasn't it? Oops. Like, hang on. Why are you being a complete knob? There we go. So, we got 2011 April Fool's Day gaming pranks. Sega announces Super Monkey Cube. Slightly bizarre thing to do. World of Warcraft, Krabby the Dungeon Helper. Wouldn't know. GameStop exclusive, Fighting Frogs. It's just bizarre. Diablo 3, Hurrah app. Okay. To be fair, you know Clark's third law. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. It's only logical then that sufficiently advanced magic will be indistinguishable from technology. Okay. Wookiee language version of Old Republic. I don't know why I can't Wookiee speak. It just takes me back to the holiday special. Harmonix trades in Alex Brigopoulos to GameStop. Again. Okay, so as many of you know, Harmonix is once again an independent game studio. While this offers us a great deal of flexibility and some amazing opportunities, it means we're forced to take a hard look at our current structure to find out what will work best for us moving forward. As of this morning, we'll be saying goodbye to our CEO and our co-founder, Alex Grigopoulos. It was traded into GameStop late last night. Okay, that one's funny. Something about Ratchet and Clank. Obviously, Fiora's. Destructoid goes handwritten. And Halo Dance Central. Has it happened yet? Hadn't happened yet. Oh, you have no idea. You have no fucking clue, guys. So, and then the last thing I want to look at is scroll through these. We're doing it pretty quickly. Nintendo trades Miyamoto for Yuji Naka. PC 2.0. A next-gen computer with both PS2 and Xbox compatibility. Jesus. Who would ever have thought of that? Looks at emulators in 2026. Virtual Boy Game Boy Advance SP. Well, it's funny, you should. Am I doing it right? Let's just get you back where you belong. It's very difficult. I have to look. I have to get around my guitar. Okay. And no, I can't play the guitar. I just have one. Anyways, the 3D effect can only be emulated. 2 copies of the game, 2 systems, a link cable, and the ability to cross your eyes by looking to one of those magic eye paintings. As if looking into those magic eye paintings to all the rage in the 90s. Funny. Rob returns. A lot of Game Boy Advance SP pranks, isn't there? Something Return of Gyrobite. Zappa goes DS. Jesus. It's the same joke over and over again. Metal Gear Coitus. Bad Inferno. Older gags. Before they start their April Fool's Day trailers. Blah, 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 blah. 2008. Okay, I didn't see it when it came out then. I'm wrong. There's no way my 5-year-old ass saw anything that soon. Smash Bros. Brawl X Violence, blah, 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 blah. Ultra Violent Smash Bros. Fun. Halo Bollywood trailer. The Harry Potter TV show. Mass Effect cartoon. iPlay. Seriously, you aren't the first people to do an app game console prank. Titanfall, Optimus Prime. Nice. Fast to the Future. Can't do it with our family. 2016, Wrath of Maul. Well. That could never happen. That could never happen. Oops. AMC's Grand Theft Auto. What prank? No prank. Every visitor to IGN.com was paranoid for the entire day. Not only is every Zelda game ever coming to Switch, but everything is. Nintendo Switch has games. The Mandalorian Season 2 parody trailer. Series XXL. You shouldn't have held off on that. I'd argue that 1st of April was probably the time most in need of this stuff. Zoom Royale. Notice how these have just gotten shit since the 2020s. Strange Doctor reacts to Doctor Strange. Mario games get Hollywood voices. All your favourite Super Mario Bros. Movie voices are coming to legacy games through... Okay, so the joke was... Okay, I get it. Neat. Virtual Boy Pro for Nintendo Switch. Alright, get out of here. What? Gotta get some use out of it. I'm waiting for 0 races. Unbelievable. Okay. And then there's more Avengers Doomsday cast update. So yeah, an hour and 11 minutes later, we're here. So, what do you think? What do you think? Oh god, this is not the April Fool's video I had planned for years, but I don't want to make the April Fool's video I had planned for years, because that would involve installing Genshin Impact, and I don't want to do that at all. Especially because none of you would ever see the real video made out of it, which would mostly be me swearing for several hours, to be fair. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because it's better than an actual Genshin video, so... But basically the gist of that video was I was going to film something of me playing it, but I was going to, like, upload it in reverse. Like... And like I say, it would mostly be me hurling abuse at the game. Because I think it's irredeemable trash that should never have been released. And its fans are a scourge on humanity. That's the one. I don't like its fan base at all. It really isn't hard to gather. Okay, so what I was going to say before, I'm dreading tomorrow because in an age of AI, you can't even respect the fakes. It's just misinformation at this point. Like, say what you will about shit like the Zelda movie trailer. It was lovingly crafted. Just a piss take. Like, and that I respect a lovingly crafted piss take. I don't respect AI slop, and I never will. Don't use AI, people. You really shouldn't use it at all. It's terrible. It's basically making you all idiots. Anyway, yeah. I think I've said all I need to say for this video. I love the majority of these April Fool's pranks. I mean, IGN kind of got on my nerves towards the end. I don't like when people are like, oh, real life stuff's more important. You're a gaming news outlet. You're a gaming news outlet. Stay in your lane. Stop being a fucking prick. So, yeah. Neat, huh? Sorry, this has been a very unfiltered, unhinged video. Fucking hell. So, I promise that the next time that I upload it won't be this unfiltered. By the way, I think this is the best spot for the camera. As you've probably worked out, I actually do like where that is. I can actually do the videos with it there. So, thanks for watching. And I will see you next time. Bye!